Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being truly well-informed. Today, we're tackling something in English grammar that, well, it can feel a bit like a puzzle, but once you get it, it really adds precision. We're talking about the future perfect continuous tense. Our sources for this deep dive are basically a set of focused questions and answers. They're designed to really show how this tense works in, actual situations. It's kind of like a key to a specific type of time travel. So, our mission, let's demystify this thing. We want to help you understand its nuances so you can talk clearly about actions that are ongoing right up to a future point. Okay, let's unpack this.
Absolutely. And what's really key here, I think, is that it's not just about the future. It's more like standing in the future and looking back at something that has been happening continuously. Like you said, time travel, observing from your future spot. It gives you this incredible precision for talking about duration and continuity. So one of the main uses, maybe the most straightforward one, is to talk about the duration. How long an activity will have been going on up to a specific future moment? It basically answers, for how long will this have been happening by then? You know?
Right. And that's where I find it gets really interesting. It sort of pulls everything together, past, present, future, into one idea. So, like, if I'm thinking about my studies, I might ask, okay, how long will I have been studying English by this time next year?
Uh-huh.
And the answer, I will have been studying English for 1 year. It's not just predicting, it's projecting that continuous effort, right?
Exactly. It's projecting the ongoing nature. Or think about work. You ask, how long will you have been working here by December? And the answer comes back, I will have been working here for 5 years by December.
Mm-hmm.
You're jumping to December, looking back and seeing that solid 5-year continuous stretch. It highlights that unbroken time.
Okay, I see. So if we're talking about John in Canada, how long will John have been living in Canada by next year? And the answer is he will have been living there for 10 years. It really emphasizes that state, that continuous decade he spent there. Paints a picture.
Precisely. Or take a creative project. How long will the author have been writing this novel?
Mm-hmm.
If the answer is he will have been writing it for nearly 2 years, that tells you so much about the sustained effort, the dedication leading up to maybe finishing it. It's not just when it might end, but the whole journey.
Yeah, so it's much richer than just saying he'll finish in 2 years. This tense really highlights the process, the ongoing work.
That's the core of it. It emphasizes the process leading up to that future point. A common slip-up is using the future perfect simple, like, he will have written the novel for 2 years. But that just sounds awkward, doesn't it? Because writing is continuous. The continuous form makes that flow clear.
Got it. And there are more examples like teaching. He will have been teaching for 12 years.
Or home renovations.
Yes, they will have been renovating for 3 months. You can almost feel the continuous noise and dust.
Huh, exactly. Or living somewhere, we will have been living here for 5 years.
Exercising too? I will have been exercising for 2 hours. Even shorter durations work.
Right. Dancing, she will have been dancing for 2 hours. Using a bike, I will have been using it for 5 years.
Planning a vacation. They will have been planning it for 6 months. That makes sense.
Even drawing, I will have been drawing for an hour. It all highlights that continuous block of time leading to the future moment. Okay, next up. Will you have been? Questions. These are really useful for checking, for confirming or denying if an action will have been in progress. Usually you get a yes or no, but then often some important extra detail.
Right, so verifying that ongoing status from the future, like checking with a colleague. Will you have been working at the office all day? And they might say, yes, I will have been working there since morning. It confirms the whole continuous day, not just asking, will you work all day? It's about that state.
Exactly. Or confirming a big milestone. Will she have been studying medicine for 10 years by 2026? Yes, she will have been studying for 10 years by then. That really marks a decade of continuous effort.
Mm-hmm. And it works for everyday things, too, like the weather. Will it have been raining all day by the evening?
Yes, it will have been raining nonstop since morning. You're confirming that sustained, relentless rain.
Yeah, this tense really nails describing something sustained.
It does. It's also good for clarifying things you don't directly see, like a sports team. Will your team have been playing continuously for 3 hours? Yes, they will have been playing without a break. Confirms that unbroken stretch, which tells you something about their condition.
Okay. Or construction. Will the workers have been building the bridge for years?
Yes, they will have been building it since 2022. Confirms a long, ongoing project.
What about teaching? Will the teacher have been explaining the same topic again?
Yes, she will have been explaining it for clarity. shows repeated, continuous action for a reason.
And crucially, it works for negative answers too, right? That's where things can get tricky. So if I ask, will you have been talking on the phone? And you say, no, I will have been writing an email. That clarifies what ongoing action was actually happening instead.
That's a really important point. It lets you correct an assumption about a future ongoing activity very precisely. So think of these will you have been questions as like asking for an ongoing status report from the future.
Like, will he have been fasting for 24 hours by tonight?
Yes, he will have been fasting since last night. Confirms the continuous period.
Or a machine. Will the machine have been running continuously?
Yes, it will have been running for 48 hours.
Hmm.
Again, continuous operation.
Daily habits. Will you have been practicing yoga daily?
Yes, I will have been practicing for years. Shows long-term continuous habit.
Pets. Will your dog have been barking all night?
Yes, he will have been barking nonstop. Hopefully not, but it shows the continuous action.
Classes. Will your brother have been attending this class for a year?
Yes, he will have been attending it since last July.
Volunteering. Will the volunteers have been working nonstop by midnight?
Yes, they will have been working for over 14 hours. Highlights extreme duration.
Living abroad again. Will your uncle have been staying abroad for 20 years?
Yes, he will have been living in Australia since 2005. 20 years of continuous residence.
Farming. Will the farmer have been working in the field since dawn?
Yes, he will have been working without rest. Continuous labor.
Hobbies. Will your grandmother have been knitting all afternoon?
Yes, she will have been knitting since lunch.
Kids playing. Will the kids have been playing outside for hours?
Yes, they will have been playing since noon.
DIY. Will you have been fixing the car yourself?
Yes, I will have been repairing it since Saturday. Continuous effort over days. Okay, so let's move into something a bit more descriptive. What will they have been doing and why will she have been? Questions. These really open things up, letting you explore the nature of the action or the reasons behind it.
Ah, okay. So we're moving beyond just duration or confirmation. We're getting into the content or the motive, which, yeah, raises that question of how do we describe the specifics or the reasons when we're projecting like this? Like, what will they have been doing for so many hours? The answer, they will have been preparing for the annual presentation, tells you exactly what that long, continuous activity was about, its purpose.
Exactly. It adds that layer of detail. Or, personally, what will you have been reading lately? I will have been reading a historical novel. It describes that ongoing personal engagement, sets the stage.
Or, for work planning, what will the team have been planning?
They will have been planning a product launch. Specifies the continuous focus of their planning.
And your own work. What will you have been working on by next Friday?
I will have been working on the marketing campaign. Pinpoints the continuous project focus.
Even simple things. What will she have been preparing in the kitchen?
She will have been preparing lunch. Or, what will your sister have been writing? She will have been writing a story. Describes the continuous creative act.
Research. What will she have been researching all this time?
She will have been researching climate change impact. Shows the sustained intellectual effort.
Learning. What will she have been learning this semester?
She will have been learning digital marketing. Describes the continuous learning process.
Arguments. What will they have been arguing about all day?
They will have been debating over the budget plan. Specifies the continuous point of contention.
Management focus. What will your manager have been focusing on this quarter?
He will have been focusing on employee development. Defines that continuous strategic direction.
Cooking again. What will your mother have been cooking all morning?
She will have been preparing traditional dishes. Describes the specific ongoing culinary effort.
Evening plans. What will you have been doing this evening? I will have been cooking dinner for my family.
Or specific times. What will she have been doing at 8 p.m.? She will have been watching her favorite show. Suggests an ongoing activity at that point.
Weekends. What will you have been doing on Sunday? I will have been pounding the house. Describes the continuous weekend project.
Now, shifting to why. These are great for getting at the causes or motivations behind these future ongoing actions. For instance, why will she have been crying for so long? The answer, she will have been feeling very upset about the results, links that continuous emotional state directly to its ongoing cause.
Right. This is where you really see the power for explaining why something is happening continuously. Like repeating a course. Why will she have been taking the same course again? Answer. She will have been trying to improve her skills. Explains the continuous effort is driven by that motivation. It's not just will take, but will have been continuously trying.
Yes, it clarifies that underlying continuous reason. Or think about relationships, maybe difficulties. Why will you have been avoiding him? I will have been avoiding him due to a past argument. This shows an ongoing behavior linked to a continuous cause, the unresolved issue.
That's super useful for understanding why certain behaviors might persist. It goes beyond a single incident. Why will you have been eating so little lately? I will have been on a special diet, explains the continuous pattern.
Or complaints. Why will they have been complaining about the service? They will have been facing issues for days. Links continuous complaint to continuous problems.
Makes sense. Avoiding people. Why will she have been avoiding public appearances?
She will have been dealing with anxiety issues. Explains the continuous avoidance with an ongoing underlying reason.
Skipping meals again. Why will you have been skipping meals lately? I will have been extremely busy with work. Continuous busyness causing continuous habit change.
Ignoring texts. Why will she have been ignoring your texts? She will have been busy with exams. Continuous distraction.
Workplace actions. Why will they have been checking your emails? They will have been looking for the invoice, explains the continuous search.
Family calls. Why will your sister have been calling you so often? She will have been needing help with her project. Links continuous calls to continuous need.
So these what and why questions really add the rich context, don't they? Moves beyond just facts into process and motivation.
Absolutely. They show the descriptive power of this tense. And finally, a slightly simpler structure, but still essential. Who will have been? This one just helps us identify the person or group doing that ongoing action leading up to the future point.
Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward, but still useful. It's amazing how clearly you can assign responsibility or identify someone, even projecting forward like this. Like, who will have been helping you all this time? The answer, my brother will have been helping me, clearly points to the person providing that continuous support. Not just will help, but will have been helping.
Exactly. Or for ongoing maintenance. Who will have been maintaining this garden for years? My grandfather will have been doing it. Attributes the long-term continuous care.
Professional roles, too. Who will have been managing the accounts?
Rohan will have been handling them. Clears up who has that continuous responsibility.
Event planning. Who will have been organizing the whole event?
The interns will have been organizing it. Identifies the group responsible for the continuous organization.
Tech projects. Who will have been developing the software?
The IT department will have been doing it. Assigns the continuous development task.
So yeah, whether it's a helper, a manager, a team, this structure nails down who is performing that ongoing future action. Clean and simple. Okay, so wrapping this up, you can probably really feel the unique strength of the future perfect continuous now. It's not just about, ticking a grammar box. It's a pretty sophisticated tool for linking actions across time. It gives you a really precise way to discuss what will have been happening. Adds depth, adds clarity, helps paint a fuller picture of the future. So we definitely encourage you, the listener, to try building sentences with this. Think about your own life. What will you have been doing by the time this day ends? Or by the end of the week? How can you describe those continuous things in your future?
Yeah, exactly. Just consider for a moment, how many things will you have been doing by the end of today or this week, or maybe even this year? Getting comfortable with tenses like this isn't just about following rules. It's really about gaining the power to describe your world and your experiences in it with much more nuance and clarity. It's about becoming a more precise, more insightful communicator, someone who can really convey the ongoing flow of events. Keep practicing, and you'll find yourself not just using it, but actually thinking in it.